It's Chicago Stuff, starring Rich Koz.
Chicago Stuff.
With special guests Emo and the Cleaning Ladies.
Chicago Stuff.
And here he is, Rich Koz.
Hello. You have a question for Oprah's guest? Just a moment, please. Welcome to Chicago Stuff. You're probably wondering what Chicago Stuff is. Well, it's finally the kind of TV program you always hoped would be on a night when you wouldn't be home to watch it. I know a lot of the people at home are now reaching for their channel selector. There's no need for that. Thanks to modern technology, I can change the channel for you with this remote control device. That way, you can stay right here while we're watching what's going on in the other channels without tuning away from us. So let's try it out right now. Oh, this is one of those Spanish soap operas. Good.
Maria. ¿Dónde está el jabón?
Está en el baño.
That's enough of that. Let's look for a newscast or something.
Reply to our recent editorial concerning the PLO.
Your editorial labeled our group, the Palatinian Liberation Organization, as terrorists. We Palatinians beg to differ. We work to improve Palatine. We're making great strides going from dwellings like this to more modern living quarters. Sure, we face poverty. Poverty so severe, our Little League team is forced to recycle other villages' athletic fields. But despite poverty, Palatine is rich in folk art and alive with unspoiled wildlife. We hope to... What? Palestine? Is that near Waukee?
And we're back here. Let's keep going. Remote control TV comedy. You won't see this on any other station. Just a moment. No, it's...
Moto controllo comicale televisione. Momentito.
Okay.
Hallelujah! You must send me your money because he needs it. He sent me this letter saying that he was broke. How do we know that this is true? Because the letter arrived postage due. Send those credit cards.
Let's try something else here. Oh, the Holy Cowers. I wonder if this is the episode where he feeds his boss, Eddie Einhorn, the dog
You
food.
want to know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It might be. It could be. It is. Bang Zoom! A home run! Holy crap!
Let's try channel 2.
Okay, so when the city council is cool, in comes Mayor Washington. La, 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 la. I wonder if I'll marry my fiance today. La, 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 la. Uh-oh, look who comes in. Eddie Verdoliak. Hello, Paul Simon liked me so much, he lent me his bow tie. And I think you're a jerk. I am not. Yes, you are. I am not. Yes, you are. I am not. Yes, you are. I know you are, but what am I? It's too bad that peace cannot reign in the city council and work cannot get done, because then he's got to call in his new best friend, Mr. T! Ma! Ma! I pity the fool that doesn't vote for Mayor Washington! Ma! Ma! So cut it out, okay?
There's nothing else on that you want to watch. You want to stay right here. We got some great guests tonight. We have the Cleaning Ladies and one of America's hottest comics, Downers Grove's very own Emo Phillips. In fact, we've got a hidden camera in Emo's dressing room, and he doesn't know about it. Let's see if we can see how Emo gets his energy up for his performance here.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, for big events like this, you know, the single-digit channels usually send a reporter out to some remote location to gauge public reaction while the event is taking place, and we're not above that, so we've sent our own Jay Obvious investigative reporter out to Shenanigans on Division. Jay, how are the folks enjoying the show, huh?
Well, Rich, so far the crowd here hasn't seen any of the show. You see, Shenanigans is a sports bar, and right now they're watching a sporting event off the satellite dish, and I feel it would be dangerous for anyone to ask them to change the...
Jay, this is costing us a lot of money. Just ask him to change the channel to our
Rich,
show.
Perhaps you don't understand. These are sports fans watching sports. At this juncture, it would probably cause severe injury for me to
Jay,
ask...
just ask them to change the channel.
All right, fine. Excuse me, could we just change the channel here? Get this... Rich, perhaps you should check back with us after we're finished watching this exciting sporting event. This is Jay Obvious, almost live so far.
Hello, I'm Merv Guppasoup. Join me later for the lively art of conservation as we premiere my new game show later tonight. Can I go now? I'm freezing.
Hi, we're the cleaning ladies. As you can see, there are no ladies, but we are clean, and we play really good music, so please stay tuned.
Are you ready for emo?
We're happy to have our next guest with us tonight. Just last week, MTV presented his record E=MO² with the award for Best Comedy Album of the Year. Emo is very particular about his introduction, so he actually wrote one up that he would prefer for me to use here. So I shall read it now. It is my pleasure to introduce to you now a man who is very nice and who can make his own coleslaw. He's considered by many, so please welcome a guy who is quite hardy with the caddies. Hardy with the... Excuse me. Oh, okay. He's a guy who is quite handy with the ladies. A man who will dazzle you with his enormous skull. His enormous skull? Emo, it says, is this supposed to be enormous skull? A man who will dazzle you with his enormous skull. Please put your hands together for Emo.
Thank you, Rich. It's a pleasure to be back here in the beautiful town of Chicago, just in time for the winter. I love the snow. When I was a little kid, my favorite time of year was the first snow. How about you? Oh, it was mine. I'd wake up and scream, "Yippee, snow!" And I'd run to the front door, and I'd go, "You know the deal. Let me in now." You know, Rich was talking about coleslaw. I like coleslaw. You got to be careful, though. I was making coleslaw the other day, and this mouse ran across the countertop, and I accidentally decapitated him. And I couldn't find the head anywhere. That night, my dad is his boss over for dinner. And he reaches into his mouth and pulls out the head of the rodent. Thinking quickly, I said, "We have a winner." People are picky about coleslaw. I don't blame you, Rich. I made my grandmother some coleslaw. I guess I didn't chop the pieces up fine enough because it clogs her IV. I'll never forget that horrible evening. I took my grandmother to the emergency room, and after an hour of pacing, the doctor said, "Emo, your grandmother's on an artificial life support system, but although her brain is dead, her heart is still beating." I thought, oh my gosh, we've never had a Democrat in the family before. Oh, it was horrible. Oh, I don't know. You got to be careful about coleslaw. I was at a party a few weeks ago, and I said, "Turn down that Beethoven." They said, it's not Beethoven, it's Mozart. And I'm trying to read the label, you know. Finally, I take out the cassette. It was Schubert. Anyway, I'm at the party. The hostess says, Emo, make yourself comfortable. So I pulled down my pants and sat in the pudding. And anyway, I'm dancing with this girl, and she dies. I thought, I don't know how to lead. And I grabbed this other girl, and she dies too. I thought, this is above average. So I said to this guy, how come everyone's dying? He says, bad coleslaw. And I run to the coleslaw. There's dead bodies all around it. And a voice from the coleslaw says, eat me, Mo. I thought, this coleslaw is possessed. And I'm trying to move back, and it draws me into its force, eat me. I says, no, it says, eat me. And finally, I can't help it, and I plunge my head into the coleslaw. And I'm eating, and I bite into this tape recorder, and everyone rises up off the floor laughing. I always fall for that trick. I don't know. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Have a seat, won't you? You know, Emo, it's really very funny, but you're talking about coleslaw, and I happen to make the best coleslaw in the world.
Oh, no you don't, Mr. Pretend Stud.
What, do you want to bet?
Yeah. Okay.
Some people just don't believe.
Do you make the best coleslaw in the world?
Yes.
Darn. Take it.
Okay, well, that was pretty easy money, Emo.
Let me give you a chance to win it back.
Okay.
Here. Come on, mister. Take this piece of paper.
Okay.
Tear it in half. Jettison one of the pieces.
Jettisoned.
It's a word. Tear it in half again.
Tear it in half again.
Jettison.
Another jettison.
Tear it in half again.
Tear it in half again.
Jettison.
Jettison.
Once you absorb the general principle, you can work at your own speed.
Thank you. Okay.
Now, the trick is, Rich, you get it down to just one atom, and one more tear creates an explosion. So, go on.
Okay. Well, didn't happen.
Well, you could fake it.
Emo, thanks for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, Emo Phillips. Thanks, Emo. Really marvelous. I think we better see, let's see how the folks at Shenanigans like Emo. Let's go on to our almost live camera and Jay Obvious. Jay, wherever you are. Jay, can you hear me, Jay? Jay?
Rich, we appear to be having a technical difficulty here. I can barely hear what you're saying.
Great. Jay,
I can barely hear what you're saying.
I know that. Are they watching the show?
No snow. It's not a video reception problem. It's an audio problem.
Jay, this is no good. We'd better try it a little further along. I don't think that...
Did I bring my father along?
No.
Why would I do that? Of course, it is a big television event.
Oh, Jay, you know, you're really a big jerk, aren't you?
Yes, Rich, definitely one of the biggest.
Thanks, Jay. Okay, listen, coming up on Chicago Stuff, we've got some music.
Pardon me?
No, I'm not talking...
Were you talking to me?
No, I'm not talking to you.
I can't hear...
The cleaning ladies are coming up. Stay tuned.
Is this on?
Turn off his mic.
Can he hear me?
Forget... No.
Don't go away. The cleaning ladies are coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cleaning ladies.
I used to be an activist back in '68. My wife was maced at Berkeley and arrested at Kent State. But somewhere down the path of life our heads got turned around. Now we want for nothing except time to fool around. I am a statistician with a CPA. I determine what we use and what we throw away. My lady's an attorney who is rising to the top. Our hours rarely coincide, we run until we drop. We never have time for messing around, but now our future's certain cause our bank account is sound. No time for love, drinking coffee on the run. No time for love, I'll see you when I see you. If I don't, good luck to you. The bottom line is there is no time for love. I think I have an hour free on Sunday, 2 o'clock, in between my racquetball and seminar stocks. If you think that you can come, leave word after the beep. If you can't, I'll try to get some badly needed sleep. Sleeping is what a bed is good for. Seems to me that I remember doing something more. No time for love. We can't put our papers down. No time for love. We gotta keep our noses brown. This week I'll be in Zurich, and next week you're in LA. The bottom line is there is no time for love. No time, no time, no time, no time anymore. No time, no time, no time, no time anymore. No time, no time, no time, no time for love anymore. I think of you as equal and you think of me the same, and neither one of us would buck the corporation game. Wheeling dealing in a world where everybody's rich, it almost doesn't matter that our sex life is a bitch. No time for love, upward mobility. No time for love in a two-paycheck society. Never thought I'd see the day when sex became a chore. The bottom line is there is no time for love. No time, no time, no time, no time anymore. No time, no time, no time, no time anymore. No time, no time, no time, no time for love anymore. Seems to me we've got no time for love. Seems to me we've got no time for love.
The cleaning ladies. Next batting cleanup on Chicago Stuff, it's game show action.
You've read his column, you've tried to get into it. Now join the celebrities who will get themselves into Gupperty. Now here's your host, the purveyor of the syndicated Gups column and noxious cigar smoke. It's Gup.
Thank you, and welcome to Gup's World. First, please let me introduce our celebrity contestants. We chose these people because they're the only people left who weren't on Bob Hope's Christmas special earlier this evening. First, we say hello to the former first daughter of the Windy City, Kathy Byrne. Kathy, nice to have you here.
Nice to be here, Bob.
Would you please tell former first husband, Jay McMullen, that I have some more old sport coats he can have later on. Thank you. Next, of course, the political pundit and Chicago's premier satirist, Aaron Freeman. Aaron, you are, as we say, a political satirist. What is that?
That's right, couple of political satirists, which it means that I don't write the jokes, I just vote for them like everybody else.
That's very witty. And finally, the poker queen, formerly the Shirley Temple of Czechoslovakia, Vlasta.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Cup. Thank you. Did I step on that?
Vlasta,
Thank you, Mr. Cup.
You are the Shirley Temple of Czechoslovakia?
I used to be.
Okay, now you're the Charo of Cicero. Is that correct? Okay, now let's move on to our game. You all know how we play. Let's see the first answer. Slide it, Essie. Born in Iran, promotes terror in the streets and obeys no laws. I'm sorry. Yes.
Ronald Reagan.
Very close. That's the wrong answer. The correct answer is, what is a Chicago cab driver? Next, Essie. The coldest spot on Earth. Yes. Very close. What is the men's room at Soldiers Field? Next, Essie. Smelt salmon and a quarter ton of freshwater shrimp. I'm sorry, time is up. The correct answer is, what is Jim Thompson's usual lunch? Next answer, Essie. Oh, it's an audiovisual daily deadline. Watch and listen to this audiovisual answer, and then give me the question.
Ouch!
Time's up. The answer is, what is state and whacker? State and whacker. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're running out of time here. I have to tell you something. We have no clear winner here. So, in order to have a winner whose name our typesetters cannot misspell, we'll make the winner someone whose name already looks like a typographical error, Vlasta. Vlasta, congratulations. Listen to what you've won.
Vlasta, readers of Gup's column will see your name every day for the next 5 days, as Gup mentions that you've been seen at each of these fine restaurants.
Isn't that exciting, Vlasta?
Please note that you will not actually be dining at these locations. You just received these newspaper mentions, which will ensure a complimentary dinner at each for Gup next time he shows up at them. Back to you, Gup.
Oh, it must have been an exciting show. I fell asleep. See you next time. Essie, can we go home now?
Stay tuned for The Price is Right, starring the McCormick Place Board of Directors, next on none of these stations.
This week on Eyewitness News, investigative reporter Jay Obvious uncovers another fact someone like you would never suspect.
Water from the Chicago River. Unsafe to drink?
Join Jay as he again flaunts an exclusive expose of something that's been right in front of your face all along.
So, you've been a bridge tender on the Chicago River for 20 years?
Yeah.
And would you drink the river water?
No.
Another top scoop from the man who only last week discovered that in Chicago elections, dead people vote twice. Jay Obvious on I'm Witness News. He tells you what you thought you already knew.
Thank you to all our guests and to our audience. Thank you for watching. See you someplace. Good night, Jay Obvious, wherever you are.
I had less than 3 minutes in the whole show. 3 minutes. They can't do this to a man like me. I had lots of offers. I could have hosted trilingual tic-tac-toe on Channel 83. You ever see it? It's great. They take this giant tennis cannon and shoot tennis balls with X's and O's onto this board. It's great. But no, you know, I told them my forte is reaction gathering. I like to feel that I have my hand on the pulse of the city we call Windy. Oh, sorry. Say, you know, you think they'll let me keep this blazer? I'd like to keep it. I think it's pretty good. Well, listen, I'm splitting. Thanks a lot. The company's picking up the tab, right? No?